For today's cup of coffee, I think I've had an epiphany again.
Huh?
I think I've had an epiphany again.
How many epiphanies have you had this year?
You can have more than one. You can have more than one. But this one is important. I've figured it out. I have figured it all out, what's going on everywhere.
What?
We are living This is Spinal Tap. That's what this existence has become, is the movie Spinal Tap.
The Sims version of Spinal Tap.
And if you have never seen the movie Spinal Tap, why? Why have you never seen the movie This is Spinal Tap?
It hurts.
And
it hurts.
God, it is painful. It is painful. It is painful because this came out in 1984. And when I first saw it, I mean, I was a metalhead. And during that period of time, it's like anybody who's young and they're doing something, I mean, I've never done anything halfway. It's just, boom. That's it. And so when I saw this, I didn't know what to do. I thought, okay, is this for real? Is this a real band? What is it? It is not. I mean, it is, but it is not. It is a mockumentary.
And boy, is it one.
It was so... at the time, I was offended. How dare they make fun of the heavy metal scene in the 80s? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How dare they make fun of the heavy metal fans in the 80s? Yeah.
It hurt because it was accurate.
It hurt because it was so accurate. It was just absolutely hilarious. And this was something, it starred Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, and Michael McKean.
Okay.
And it was directed by Rob Reiner. And I'm not going to go into anybody's politics on anything. It has nothing to do with the value of the movie. And it was, I don't know why. It was just because of the eclipse. The day this comes out will be Eclipse Day. So, yeah, here you go. And I started down this rabbit hole of Spinal Tap because he's never seen the full movie.
No, I have not.
And
I'm sure I would enjoy the full movie, though, with the context.
He can't handle the full movie.
You want to bet?
I don't know that you could. I mean, it's rude, it's crude. It was heavy metal in the 80s.
I'll watch it on my own.
Yeah, I think that would be best. That would be best. The absurdity of the over-sexualized lyrics. Just the songs. Hail Hole. Tonight, I'm going to rock you tonight. Heavy Duty. I didn't even play that one for kid. I couldn't. Because he's my kid. Rock and Roll Creation. America. Cups and Cakes. That was where they, got their starts from the 60s or 70s or something like that. And they were trying to transition to stay relevant by going into heavy metal. Uh-huh. And Big Bottom, yeah, the kid,
that hurt.
Kid looked at me. He looked at me. I did not play the song Sex Farm.
I'm so glad you didn't.
Yeah.
Also,
and
we
then
are
Stonehenge.
Wait.
Stonehenge, I did play for him.
You did. And that one hurt, too. We have a guest with us, by the way. It is Milo.
Yeah, so if you hear purring and stuff like that, that's what's going on with that.
And just the subtle slaps.
Yeah, because he's
the
naked. Cat's been very, very needy.
Yeah, but he's also naked, so it's like...
Well, yeah, because kid's still doing the Aries deriding the train of thought thing. But anyhow, that's typical.
Listen.
That's typical. And within the parody of this there was so much truth. And right before we started recording, we listened to part of a video that was by, let me pull up the thing here, and I will tell you, well, no, I can't because I hit the wrong thing on that. The gentleman if you've ever heard it's a band called The Darkness, and I love them because it is 70s guitar rock, hard rock. And Justin Hawkins is the name of the lead singer. They're brilliant. And he was discussing, his video title is Pull Your Head Out of Your Ass and Enjoy Spinal Tap. And the whole thing was being confronted with the absurdity of some of the stuff.
Because that career in of itself is a bit absurd. He even said so.
He did. And it's like we've got so many things going on today that should be viewed with the same lens. The absurdity of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that I lived through the 80s, and because I was doing I was a train wreck, but to get to the age that I am now and to be able to look back at younger me and the things that I thought were so important and be able to laugh at the absurdity of myself. And if we can all sort of do that, there's a difference between that introspection of laughing at self.
Yeah.
And the fears and the worries of that point in time, which has no bearing on my life today.
Whatsoever.
But you've got people that, and there's still people like this. It is a false god. If you mention something in a negative whatever, people are ready to fight about some of this stuff. Whether it is some kind of celebrity, some kind of musician.
Oh, those Swifties they are vicious. Those
whether
Swifties.
It's sports, whether it's politics, whether it's religion.
Because you're going against someone's false god.
Well, even as far as the religious stuff, if you can't show it, if you can't live it, to where you can listen and be civil to another person, then what exactly are you doing?
Yeah.
You know? And let me tell you something, as far as some of the absurdity, we've got Pentecostal holiness in this area. And I have attended Pentecostal holiness churches before. My father was what he was raised in. And let's talk about a little of absurdity. Because if from the outside looking in, that's some strange stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
And it's like there are people that they are very devout. They got their own issues. And for the most part, you leave them alone. Let them do their thing. They're not interested in hearing anybody else's point of view. That's it. Because they are convinced that they and they alone are correct.
That's true.
And that's just like you mentioned the Swifties. They are convinced that they and they alone have found whatever.
Yeah. It's just no.
The answer to their lives.
At one point, legit, and this wasn't that long ago, I would say it's about 15 years ago, people still had that sense of humor where they could laugh at anything.
Right. Especially
and
themselves.
Everything. Yeah.
And we all need to do that, even as far as, and there's people that they don't want to go back and look at something and laugh at it.
Right.
And there was a meme. We watched some of these shows that have meme compilations. And one of them was people from the 80s what was it, that he had fell off his bike and was unconscious for a couple of days and they just left him laying there. And he got up, and it's like, okay, I lived.
Yeah.
That's Gen X. Honestly, that is how we
It wasn't.
are.
It wasn't a couple of days. It was like a couple of hours.
Well, yeah. Well, whatever. It's like I don't. It was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you could relate to it. And that was the thing about Spinal Tap, that if you go back and, if you were a metalhead, to watch that and go, God, that was just, you cringe so hard. Because it's accurate. And we need things like that. That was where, and Weird Al Yankovic, God love him. I love that man.
And Tenacious D.
Yeah, Tenacious D. But Weird Al, to my knowledge, as far as Tenacious D goes a little too on some things with their humor.
Yeah,
and
it's too on the nose.
Well, it's just too, for my, they're just, I don't like overt sexual content, especially if I'm around my kid. And I think that's something that happens as you get older also. But as far as musically, Tenacious D, they're top notch.
Yeah.
They truly are.
They got some talent. They seriously.
Yeah. But Weird Al, as far as him, the art of parody, he is brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. Mm-hmm. And some of the people that took themselves too seriously, that would not allow him to parody their songs, and it's like, why?
Don't know.
But
because there's a few people that Weird Al has wanted to parody, and they were like, no.
But not that many.
Yeah, not that many.
Not that many.
Because usually it does really well.
Yeah. And it helps whoever that he parodies, it helps their career. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But during this period of time, maybe we do need to go back and look at younger self and go, damn, I was really just all up in the air about that. Why?
I think it's lack of life experience.
And see if it's, well, I mean, I'm talking if some of the older people, it doesn't have to be about music. Uh-huh. It can be, like I said, about politics, or it can be getting caught up in different things that's been going on in our world, because we have been bombarded with all this stuff that has just, every day it's Chicken Little, the sky is falling.
Well, it's that game that the government's trying to do. They're trying to put us in panic mode all the damn time. And literally people are just so worn out with it at this point.
So think of it like this.
So I think that it's starting to turn, and going back to that, we're going to laugh about anything and everything.
I think
right
so
now.
Too. And to realize, yes, that we are living, this is Spinal Tap.
Legit.
Now, if you check your cucumber at the door before you go through the airport security, please. Mm-hmm. That's just a gentle reminder.
Yeah.
Those who know.
Uh-huh. If you know, you know. I don't know.
God, that was hilarious. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Because it is, like I said, it's one of those that you cringe to the point. It's almost masochistic to watch because you cringe so hard. Mm-hmm. It's painful. It's like eating one of those Warheads candies. And you're like, why am I doing this? This is hurting me. Right. But it's good, but it's hurting me. So I think that's a little form of masochism,
just
too.
Just a little bit.
But we've got,
it's okay.
Like I said, so much going on. And I think that as far as laughter being remarkably healing.
It is. It's needed. I mean, there's literally laughter therapy, so obviously there's some healing in it.
But as far as people laughing at others, now that's always, you've always got assholes.
Yeah.
As long as you've got humans, and everybody has been the asshole at some point in time or another. Mm-hmm. Usually it was me because I spoke the quiet parts out loud. I said, "You actually said that?" Yeah. So, and that's okay too, because the truth sometimes the most loving thing that you can do is tell somebody the flat out truth. Unfiltered, uncensored.
Yep.
If you are doing it for that person's benefit. Mm-hmm. Like I said, that's old school AA coming through right there.
It is.
I don't like, as far as people being mean. But right now we've got people that have got that toxic empathy or something going on. I can't remember if it's something close to that. I can't remember the exact term. It may have been toxic compassion, where
I've not heard of that.
Where people they may have good intentions, but it's to the point that it truly has become toxic, and they have become, again, with the Spinal Tap, trying to crank it up to 11. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is where that came from.
Yeah, they modified their amps and be like, it goes to 11.
So, and let's face it, the reality of the heavy metal scene during the 80s, there was a hell of a lot of people that did not live through that.
Yeah.
And Gen X, we have a healthy respect for natural selection. If I had not lived through it, it would have been because I made some piss poor choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But God blessed me and I survived.
Back in the day, y'all just had common sense. That was
some of it. No, when you got to add alcohol,
for the most
common sense goes out the door.
For the most part, y'all had common sense, and it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was funny,
and it worked out
because there was the 80s and that whole scene, and then in the 90s and stuff, you had a whole lot of these people that were the heavy metal people from the 80s going into rehab.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
rough.
It was, because that was reality. Reality set in. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the things that hopefully people, you've still got people doing stupid shit. Humans have this tendency from time to time to become very self-destructive. I don't know if that has to do with frontal lobe shrinkage. I don't know. But it's like, I don't, as far as people laughing at somebody, unless somebody has been one of these, even then, if they have been one of these that thought that they were the shit, and then they tumble, mm-hmm. Even on that, it's one of those you just kind of look away. And, because it's like they're a person. Mm-hmm. There's some of them that if they, for whatever reason, stop breathing, I would be going, okay.
Yeah, there's some like that.
Mm-hmm. Some of these that want to rule the world.
Not Porcelain and the Tramps is king of the world.
Yeah. Who would want it? Who would want it?
See, we don't know, because we don't want that necessarily.
No, it's just a matter of everybody living up to their highest potential in life, and joy and compassion and empathy, and mm-hmm. I don't know. But so today with the eclipse is cranked to 11, folks.
Oh God,
it is. This is Spinal Tap.
It will drive. It's messing with people.
Kid, you got final thoughts on it?
No.
He was just over there. He literally closing his eyes. Just he couldn't even watch the songs all the way through. He's like, God, this
it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. Oh, it hurt.
Oh, you sure you ain't going to be going through singing Living in a Hellhole? But he doesn't own a Speedo and a leather jacket, so he can't do the... And we don't have a swimming pool.
I'm about to toss this hair at you.
Oh, anyhow, if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, If you have had epiphanies, please put those in the comment section. You can always send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and that's there in the description box.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Also, follow her on X, Warren Land, SCOCWS. It's like a radio station.
Yep.
So, also follow her on Rumble if you already have not. Follow her on BitChute. And I think that's...
Yeah, those are the alternatives
Yeah.
if something happens on YouTube again.
Yeah, but
because you never know.
You still upload frequently on there. You upload daily. So
Yes, it's
the same thing.
The penalty box.
Yeah, it's the same thing that you're going to get on here, except they got better restrictions over there.
Yeah.
Not
I mean, if
they're
it's
more
something-
lenient on shit.
If it's a topic, we will forewarn you. They're on YouTube that we're going to do the BitChute and Rumble. But this one was okay. Hopefully, who knows?
I'm sure it's fine.
What's going to be interesting is, as some of these people that's done this stuff on YouTube and everything like that, when they get older, wonder how they're going to look back on their past.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Everybody going to have a day of reckoning at some point.
Well, yeah, we all do.
So, know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. Let us pray one for another.
Yes.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.